Welcome back to my channel Into the Oracleverse, where we learn about Oracle SQL, PL SQL, and Apex. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. In this video, I am tackling something a lot of Apex developers have been asking about. So, why the out-of-the-box Cohere setup fails in Apex? I have already made a detailed video on that topic, and I'll link it in the info section for you to check it. But the main focus here is much bigger. I'm going to show you how to directly connect Oracle Apex with any AI provider's endpoint, Cohere, OpenAI, Anthropic, or anything. So while keeping things secure by following good practices, by storing the credentials, web credentials, and some flexibility with the custom setup. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to bypass the deprecated functionality if you already have a Cohere's API endpoint in hand and if you are not able to use it in your Apex application. And moreover, you'll be able to store the credentials securely and you'll be able to utilize it as you want. So let's directly jump into the video and yeah, so I'll be using my blog post as a reference for this as well. So yeah, so first we'll be preparing our Cohere's API key. So in this video, I'm using Cohere's API, and you will have to go to your um, AI provider's documentation. You will have to find out how the password is stored. So here I have so this link would lead us to our dashboard, and this is my key which is present here, and I'll have to copy it in Cohere. So the way in which the credentials or the authentication is done is by bearer token. So I'll have to paste this after bearer. So this is how my password or this is how I'll be able to access that particular endpoint. So first I'll be creating a web credential. So to do that, I'll jump into homepage and then workspace utilities. And here I have web credentials. So yes, and before I jump into this, I'll just show how the output would look like. So this is how the output would look like, where we'll be providing a prompt here, and we'll be clicking a button to hit that particular endpoint and get the response, and then the response will be populated in this particular section. So yes, now back to setting the things up. So I have already set a particular thing up. I'll just show how it is done. So I'll just go in and we'll be providing a unique so we'll be providing a name which reference. So this is just for our purpose to identify what this is for. And this static ID is something that we'll be using at a later part. So you will have to provide this as a unique one. And then authentication type. So as usual, it's a header, and credential name, it's authorization. And client secret, it is bearer space this particular value. And once we provide that, so we can provide list of URLs to which this applies. For example, here this applies for B1, B2, and other endpoints. So I can provide a list of endpoints. If I don't provide it, so it would be applicable for all. So this would provide an additional layer of security so that this particular credential secret can only be used for these endpoints that we mentioned here. So I have already saved it. So yes, so we'll get back to the this part. So now I have created a web credential where I have securely stored my API key so that this is not hard coded in any of the codes. Now I'll have to create an Apex page. So I'll go to the same page. So now I have cleared out the things. It's just from cache sheets. Yeah. So now you can see that it's a blank page and everything is blank here. So I'll have three items here. So two page items and then one button. So I'll create my first page item, so which is to get the user's prompt. So I'll create a page item and name it 11 and RSS. So now I have created a text field to get the input and it has the label input. Now let me create uh, this one. This is to store the response, and here let's make it as rich text editor so that the response will be formatted in a better way. And I'll have the format as HTML. And to make so since this is populated by the endpoints response, right? So we can make it as read only always. So now I have both the page items set up. So now it's time to create a button. I'll attach the button here. I'll name it as Ask AI. And I'll create a dynamic action for this called AI. So, and this is to call the AI service. And before that, so you could see that I'm calling a particular PL SQL code using which is defined in the Ajax callback section. So first, let's start with this. So I'll create the process. So within Ajax callback, so I'll create a process and I'll name it as call cohere. Synthesis. So you could see that I have specified the model in here. So there are a lot of models available. You could choose the one that is more relevant to your use case. And then the prompt will be stored in this temporary variable, and then it would get populated here. And then this is just for debug, which is not needed in production. And then yes, so this is where I have provided the web credential, and then yes, so that's pretty much it. So I have everything set up. I am using the V2 chat endpoint for this in Cohere, so I'll just click OK. And now back to this Ajax part, the JavaScript function that calls the Ajax part. So I'll copy this code again, and then so here I'll have to choose execute JavaScript code, and within the code section, I'll just paste this code. So you'll be able to see that the function is declared here and it is called at the end of this particular section. So yes, over here you would be able to see that the response is being formatted, and there is a reason why we are doing it. So I'll show a sample prompt and the response that I received without that format. So you could see that the response has some markdown, which denotes these, for example, these are the headers, and then these needs to be bold, and these are bullet points that we have. So and moreover, I have clicked made the line separations. So so the response is in a single line, which would be hard to read. So that's why we are using one library to do this markdown. So so it's I am using this particular library for it. Let me just click OK. And since I'll just paste it here. Yeah. So I have a particular input section here to get the prompt, and a particular output section here to display the response, and it would display it in HTML. And then I have a button to call the AI service. It has the relevant Ajax. It would use Ajax to call this particular process that I have set up. And this uses the credentials to call that particular endpoint securely. And so we have everything set up. Let's try running this page. Yes, so I'll just provide. So based on the response, the length of the response, it would take some time to load. So I'll just give a simple one to start with. Okay, yeah, I should have asked for another one, but yes, you could see that the boldening was done and then the formatting was done as expected. So yeah, now we are able to see that it's working fine. So that would mark the end of this particular part. So with this particular setup, we would be able to extend it to use any Cohere or any other AI service provider's endpoint along with any model that is present. So we'll just have to read the documentation setup in a better way and then alter the things within here. So within this part, you would be able to see the JSON object that I am creating to hit that particular endpoint. So just some minor alteration will be done here, and we would be able to use any model from any AI service provider's endpoint, and we will be able to apply that for our particular use case. So this marks the end of this particular video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll come with more similar contents in upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Drop in your thoughts in the comment section, and for more videos like this, subscribe to Into the Oracle World.